Global Gardener here. Today we are installing the cardinal nest. I got some wire inside that I'm going to mount it with, and the purple martin nest, and this wonderfully strange and brass piece is because there are spotted lanternflies way up in the maple trees. These guys, there's a dead one. Here are some live ones, and this is the maple tree. And so a lot of work going on in this yard today, but this is the sprayer, the solo sprayer, and in here I have the magic, hold on a second, getting it out of the thing. Oh, I didn't clam this ahead. The Chrysanthemum spray that is very effective in having them go away. But anyway, I have other nests I've already mounted. I believe this is the catbird nest, and then the other shelf is for blue jays who like to live in thickets. So they have the shelf there, and then further up the thicket is the bat box. And so these are mainly for mosquitoes was the big idea here. And you could put the bat nip. It makes it smell like a home where bats would want to be. And none of these, we're in October here, none of these really happen until spring, obviously, but we're going to mount them so that, hello, Global Gardener here, Damon, are ready for spring habitation to eat the mosquitoes and also potentially the spotted lanternflies. But so the brass nozzle, we'll go back to that. This is the tool I used to put the screws together. This needed some assembly required. You can see the screws there, and then the purple martin nest needed the one screw in the back to hold them all. It's a little funky. It doesn't quite line up exactly. It's a plastic mold, and it doesn't need any particular orientation. The cardinal nest is a north or east, or in between northeast facing, and the rest of these are very much east facing, the bats and the catbirds, and no, tufted titmouse. Sorry, I decided not to do the catbird. It was more difficult. I went with the purple martin instead. But the tufted titmouse faces east as well. And then they like a more clear place, but these shelfy ones like more of a thicket, protected space. So I got to find a place that's not so near the fence where cats can get them. Squirrels can kind of get everywhere, and sometimes they'll sort of nest in there. But back to the brass nozzle, we are going to use that to spray because I just showed you the spotted lanternflies actively. This is a cluster of eggs that's pretty hard to reach way up in the tree. So it's called an egg smear. This looks like some clay or goop that's been smeared on the surfaces. Usually rougher. I showed you in another video where they're on a stucco side of a building. But here I saw them. Where did I see them? I'm going to show you way up in these branches, on the bottoms of these branches. So that's why I have the brass nozzle, because I showed in the other video how to spray them. There you go. How to spray. See, there's lots of them up there. Ick. So it's like 50 to 100 new buggers out of every one of these smears, and so they're like 1 inch-ish wide to maybe 3 inches long, and it just looks like a clay smear. And so egg clusters, 50 to 100 hatchlings come out of those. They say to scrape them off into alcohol to kill them, which would certainly kill them, but I'm just going to use the pressure nozzle on a hose and see how well that works to remove them, because since they're just kind of like mud, Whoa, making you dizzy there, sorry. They're just sort of a mud goop that that'll remove them at least from being kind of really nested. That's where they overwinter, and then they will hatch again to do more damage. I'm seeing them now on the maple tree. So they like sweet sap. I said in the other video on the birch trees, if you saw that video. Birch sap, these are maple trees, so maple sap. But any fruit trees and any grapes, sweet sap. The tree of heaven is another invasive. These lanternflies are invasive, spotted lanternflies, but the tree of heaven is also invasive, and that's another one that is their favorite to feed on here in New York, and probably around the Northeast. It's hard to like locate with the lens and the placement of these things, because I can see them, but getting this focused part is not as easy as I thought it was. There you go. There's some egg smears on the, oh wow, they're way up there too. Maple tree. Let's see if I can show you these. Right there, way up there. There's active bugs. I don't know if you can see them wiggling, but they're probably laying their smears right now, so interrupting that is going to be an important feature for longevity of this tree. There's some live action heroes of demise, post-apocalyptic bugs. So there you go. This is the chrysanthemum spray that we're going to use. There's pyrethrins, which is this, and there's pyrethrins, which are synthetic and more toxic to everything. Yeah, I'm gonna wear gloves and probably a mask, since we have plenty of those left over, because it's a little breezy today. Not ideal conditions for spraying, but this is the solo sprayer. I'll link that down below, and I'll link the goodies here down below. The Excite R spray for lanternflies. That's very effective. I used it on the birches in the other video, and it was one application and they were gone. I will link all the bird boxes I have here. You can see the other videos on those, and this pressure nozzle, it seemed to be the best choice for just for a garden hose. To it says it has a 2mm opening there, just to direct. It's a 6-inch nozzle. I'll link below, just to direct the flow, hopefully high enough, without a pressure washer. Obviously would get up higher, but they're noisy and it's kind of quiet back here. I don't know if the neighbors would appreciate that or ask what I'm doing. I'm sure they wouldn't mind affecting the spotted lanternflies, but so we're creating an entire ecosystem. This is a pretty tiny little slot of a Brooklyn backyard, but we're putting 4 different types of bird nesting and the bat box. There are hawks I've seen flying above, so the hawks will probably devour the birds and maybe the bats, but hopefully they'll impact the mosquitoes and just a full ecosystem. We're going to put praying mantis also out here. They eat these kinds of bugs too when they get a chance. I tried hatching them. Apparently that's a little more difficult than I thought. That's got them from I'll link those two down below in the description of this video, but I got those from South Carolina, and they need to be kept moist for up to like 8 weeks, and so I kept them moist, but I don't know, the guy said there must have been a dud, and so I'll try it again next season, probably earlier, because I had them really kind of later in the season, which was probably not a great idea, but we'll get those established here, and they'll eat up bugs, and so then we'll have a really kind of a full menu of critters in the ecosystem, taking care of more balance, since we have this imbalance with mosquitoes and we have this imbalance with the spotted lanternflies. It's actually an opportunity. It's a great resource of nutrients for the birds to convert into fertilizer that produce more flowers. So just installing other pieces of this ecosystem can augment and change and potentially enhance, and we'll see the results, whatever they may be. Whether the hawks win out or the praying mantises win out, we shall see in future videos. So subscribe and stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.